Bro, what the fuck? Whoa!
Yeah. Babe. Yeah. Hey. I just wanna touch the top. Baby said that she in love and she don't love the lie. Been chillin' with all the bros, I've been above the spot. Shawty said that things change, well it does a lot. Hey, watching out the payment, man, the suds is high. Yeah, lost inside the heart, but it's emerging right. I've been out the way and I'm good. I can find my home. Everything I said it was is not. Yeah, Jamaica, how you layin'? Yeah, you ain't say none, what you saying, baby? I lost you, but who's paying? Don't know why you hit my phone, why you playing? Yeah, I can't handle it without the trusting. Yeah, I can see the top, I wanna touch it. Yeah, yeah, we been getting money, no discussion. Now I don't let it top, and shorty always get the fussy. Yeah, hey, I like to cruise on it. Say she like the way I sound and how I groove on her. I been steady dodging bullets, how I move on her. But he talking out his neck and not a crew on her. Yeah, and I'm sliding. Shawty like the vibe, don't want the right to end. Yeah, to the nice end. Yeah, yeah, to the nice end. I can always keep the cool, I'm never fighting. Man, I love is all the cake without the icing. Now I found new love, different pricing. And it won't cost my soul, no devices. Yeah, I ain't got a plan for it, I'm the man for it. Selling Brody couldn't stand for it, it's very important. I've been off the edge, I've been feeling the wind blowing. I can lose my head and my heart, but they been gone. I just hit the edge of stairs when it's dead time. I just lost promises, I regret mine. I just gained a lot of love on the west side. I'm the go, but I would never be the best guy. You might take me out of business like I'm Best Buy. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Yeah. Talk about the go to maybe soon, I know that's right. Thinking about the future, looking good and it's the best side. I remember.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Oh.
Okay. All right. So first things first, we have to start with Luke.
Oh my God.
Luke, go.
We might have life in my computer now, boys. It is working without lagging. It just flipped the switch in the middle of the intro. The video popped up. Started watching the video. Nothing was lagging. I could see clear. The quality was nice. Oh my God. This day is great. Months and months, bro. Had to deal with that shit. God damn
Wow.
it. Might be done.
Amazing.
Glad the rain is gone, Luke.
I don't want to jinx it because this is the first time. But it might be done.
Shut up, Eric.
Knock on wood.
Laptop just shuts off completely, just right now. That would be the dagger for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be one of the best clips we ever had.
Not gonna lie, I have to agree. But welcome back to Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, everybody. Season 2, episode 33. My name is Tyco. Below me, you see McDilly. To his left or right, whatever one you want to call it, my left, his right, you'll see Jesse Carter, also known as the Wanderer on the podcast here. And up here next to me, over to my right, we have Snoop Luke. So without further ado, let's get into today's podcast.
Jesse, lean forward. Now lean a little bit.
You mean
Now lean a little bit
You
towards
told
me.
him to lean forward.
gotta avoid for sure. But we're gonna start it off with some NFL news today, guys. So it's the NFL offseason, so everyone's working out. Everyone's trying to prepare for next season, even those that aren't on a team yet. And one of those players is named Tariq Cohen. Now, many of you have already heard the news, but Tariq Cohen has suffered a torn Achilles in his workout that he was recording on Instagram Live, which is how the video surfaced so quickly as soon as it happened. But you could tell based on the footage that, I mean, we're not going to put it in here today, but the footage can easily be found on Twitter. But he was doing an Instagram Live video of his workout when he went to go backpedal and then transition from backwards to forwards. And you kind of heard a pop or whatever. He immediately knew something was wrong, and he has torn his Achilles in an off-season workout.
He
So
did that on
initial
Insta-
reactions here.
He did that on an Instagram live.
Yeah.
He was Instagram living his own workout.
Tragic, dude.
His own
That's
workout.
so tragic. I feel so bad for him.
I feel horrible.
Setting up, it's like when you set up your phone to do a workout and you're recording yourself, and like you go to do some pull-ups or whatever, and then the whole pull-up bar like falls off the wall. It's one of those deals.
Tariq Cohen is the epitome of can't catch a break. This man was a top 10 rusher in the league. People forget this. He hasn't played since 2020, bro, because he keeps getting fucked with injuries. And he's finally going to play this year. And you know what? He was live streaming on Instagram Live? A training session, because he's been doing that continuously from when he got injured to now, because it's his whole comeback thing. And he fucking got hurt. And it sucks, dude. I feel horrible for the guy. Because
I haven't seen him since this thing happened.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying
Last time that he was relevant in the NFL was when he got called too short by the Saints.
When he popped his shit, he was fucking. It wasn't even like how most athletes would just be in pain, or they would just be like, get somebody or this. Bro, he just knew what happened instantly. He just went, oh no, because he immediately just knew what happened, and then he had.
He went no.
Yeah, he said no because he realized what was happening.
No.
That's heartbreaking, bro. That sucks.
Shit is a shame. That's an MCL, an ACL, now Achilles tear. Like, he can't catch a break. Just can't catch a break.
No, we cannot. And you know who is catching a break right now is our good buddy Travis, because the Eagles here have signed cornerback James Bradbury. The Eagles have done one of the most impressive quick rebuilds I've seen in a minute on paper.
Crazy this offseason.
Because they look like they're going to be scary in that division this year. So, I mean, James Bradbury is their newest addition, but they have a lot of good additions that they've added in the draft and in free agent signings and trades, etc. And they're going nuts. What do you guys think about the Eagles?
I got a stat real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. Since 2016, there's only 2 players in the NFL currently that have 15 or more interceptions and 80 or more pass breakups. Those players are Darius Slay and James Bradbury, and they are now on the same secondary. So that is very, very scary for all the other teams in that division, because when you look at their division and you start breaking down the other offenses in their divisions, the Eagles' defense is going to play a really big factor this year, I think, in that division and in their chances of winning the division. Because I like them over Dallas right now, to be honest with you.
Thanks for that stat, Dylan.
Yeah. Oh, man. I was really surprised, but at the same time, it's like the Eagles have been doing so much, I'm not even surprised. And this is a good pickup for them. It's going to be a problem going into Philly.
Well, guess who the Lions have week 1?
Philly.
Oh,
Philly.
Yep, I'll be there to watch that.
Guess who's gonna be a problem up our ass week 1? Travis
Travis is going to be a problem up our asses week 1. And I'm not going to have to worry about that for a little while, because we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, where the Philadelphia 76ers no longer exist. So let's move into that right about now. Speaking of teams that no longer exist, I'm just going to put this in here and let it happen.
Isn't that crazy?
Hey.
These cats couldn't even make it past the Mavs.
Well, you're not going to make it past anybody putting up those kind of numbers.
27.5.
You're not beating anybody putting up those kind of numbers.
That's your team?
They're gonna go on a revenge tour 2.0, but not even for getting eliminated from playoffs for that one specific game of just getting obliterated, bro. They're gonna come back in regular season and just put on a show and then like make us question for playoffs, but they're like
telling me that this is a whole next year we got him situation?
Honestly, I could tell you, but from the very start of the year, Phoenix is probably going to go crazy.
Here's my thing about Phoenix, all right? They fucked up.
Just based
Not
on
when
that.
the Detroit
That means they went
Pistons
up
take
3-2.
away Mr. Ayton from y'all, and you guys are going to have a little bit of problems. We're going to start swiping players off that team because they don't think they can win a ship there.
The second
gonna
you
be
guys
like, this
went up
ain't it.
3-2, you fucked up because you guys started talking shit on Luka.
You
Devin
already got to
Booker had to go
replace
out and start
Ayton.
pissing off Luka.
So look,
he had to get humbled, and humbled he got.
are we calling that bet a no bet?
What?
I'm asking
$50?
What?
I feel like we're gonna make it, but Dylan interrupted it.
You guys had a $50 bet.
Remind me of the bet.
That the Suns weren't even gonna make it to the finals.
And I said they were going to lose in the divisional, and they did.
I did not think they were gonna lose to the Mavs. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I thought it was gonna happen this early. I thought they were gonna have the conference finals at least. But sheesh, they got bodied.
Shit. You know who else thinks that they played like shit? Patrick Beverly.
I do not want to talk about Pat Bev.
He also talked a lot of shit about CP3. Basically going on national television at 8 in the morning just to berate Patrick Beverly or just to berate Chris Paul and basically say that nobody is scared of the Suns, that Chris Paul is a cone, and that he cannot guard anybody, and just bombarding them at 8 in the morning for 2 hours. So, Jesse, I want your thoughts because it sounds like you who are not very happy about this.
I do not like Patrick Beverly. If I'm going to keep it honest, I think Patrick Beverly is seen in the league as just like this guy you can't really take serious because at the end of the day, like, he's a hack. He's not even like a real defender. He just talks a lot of smack and commits a lot of fouls and has an aggressive energy to him. But he's not that big of a deal.
Like, how rent-free is CP3 living in his head for him to wake up that early to make sure he can hop on just to start yapping?
Well, the thing is that Anthony Edwards almost confirmed by what he was posting on his story is that Chris Paul and Devin Booker were talking the most shit out of any other team, saying that they were the ones that were going to be the ones that made a run. And now he's like, how you guys are going to talk all this shit? He put on his Instagram story. He said, how are you guys going to be the ones that talk the most shit and you're losing by 40 right now? Like, and if that's true,
what do you want people to do? Just show up to the games? You're like, oh, great game. Oh, yeah, nice shot. Oh, yeah, okay,
there's a
hello.
difference between talking shit and saying they're the ones that were doing it the most, because that means that they were the ones that were the most confident in themselves.
Well,
and,
they had the right to
to
be. What do you
no,
mean?
Listen. Yeah, but look, if you have a team that's saying I'm gonna win it all and they don't win it all, I'm gonna make fun of you. 9 times out of 10, bro, you didn't win it all. You're getting made fun of.
Okay, yeah, but like. You guys are like talking shit like you don't want anyone saying anything during playoffs or anything. So there's no chippiness, there's no back and forth. Like that's what creates entertainment.
No, and
everyone was watching the Suns to see them lose because they were talking shit. I have no problem with the Suns talking that much shit. I mean, going out the way they did, yeah, that was a little ugly. Yeah. But like, they're getting shitted on for talking shit?
They're getting shitted on by Minnesota, and by Minnesota I mean Anthony Edwards and
this is professional sports. People are going to be talking shit the entire time.
But also keep in mind.
And last time I checked, that Buddy Pelt wasn't even fucking playing at the time Phoenix was playing. So like, what's he talking about?
Well, Patrick Beverly's a little fucking cuckoo in the head. You got to think about it. He also went on the next day and said that Jason Tatum wasn't a two-way player. So take everything he says with a grain of salt. The next thing we have is Boston and Milwaukee, Game 7, and I'll just let you say it.
Boston
advances. I will say first off, Giannis, because just talk about the loser real quick. He had a legendary playoffs. His stat line, I'm pretty sure he broke like multiple records. I just continue to see throughout on Twitter. So shout out Giannis, shout out the Bucks. No one's worried about them. I think they'll still be good next season. But now we can talk about how good Boston's doing.
Wait, since the Suns are out and that was my championship, I'm just gonna have to be going with Boston because they're the other team ahead in the finals.
Yeah.
So by law, I'm going to have to go with Boston the rest of the way.
And another player we got to talk about, Jesse, real quick, because I know that it was not expected, was that boy Grant Williams. 27 points, 7 3-pointers made. Him and Al stepping up. They were each the big one player one game, and then him the other game.
You need somebody to pick up. You need somebody to pick up.
If you just like him picking up, all 4 of them playing well.
But we'll have to wait till all the guys are back because, as we could see in Game 1, it made a difference.
Yeah, facts. Well, I agree 100%. But the thing is we are going to talk about Game 1 real quick, and that is the fact that the Miami Heat and Jimmy B is going crazy in the goddamn playoffs. This man Jimmy Butler's in his bag right now. He's had, I believe, now 7 40-point games, maybe 6. Yeah, he didn't have a single one in the regular season because he saved them all for the playoffs. And he has been the primary factor, if I'm being completely honest, because no one else even cracked 18 points. Oh, Hero actually cracked 18 exactly. But no one else really did anything on the stat line at all. Jimmy B was kind of just that guy. Jesse, Luke.
He went deep in his bag of tricks. He was having a defensive game. I think he had like 3 blocks.
Yeah.
4 steals.
3 blocks, 4 steals. Shot 12 for 19.
He was in his bag.
Shit.
Boston couldn't do nothing about him. They need Marcus Smart, that best defender.
Yeah, Smart wasn't there. Pretty sure. Yeah, Al also didn't play. Tatum and Jalen didn't shoot bad, but I mean, Brown had a double-double, but
I heard they went on like a 39 and something run against
the
Boston.
third quarter, yeah, there was a 22-3 run.
That's why. That's why.
That
right
was when
there.
the game was over, right there. And that's, I mean, ultimately, there's not a whole lot you can do.
And that's my other team in the finals. Woo.
Yeah. Should be interesting.
Also, while we're on the topic of this game, I'd like to bring up my beef really quick with BetMGM. So, had a little one-game parlay cooked up for Game 1. Player points, Jimmy Butler over 22.5. Got her. Jason Tatum over 24.5 points. Solid. Easy.
Yep.
Tyler Hero, 1+ 3-pointer. Solid. Easy. Total points over 204.5. Way over. Player 3-pointers, Al Horford, 1+. Just 1. Doesn't play due to health and safety protocols, and instead of taking that out of my parlay for me, BetMGM decides we'll just give you your 50 back instead of giving you about 400.
Yeah,
That's my beef. Other than that, don't really care. Kind of hurt.
Yeah, I don't get that because I've had parlays where it's like something like that happened, or during the match, something happened that prevented an actual result of the event. So it canceled that, basically took out the odds that added to the lay, less the rest of the lay. And if that hit, I got the odds for the other picks added together.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for, and that's not what I got. So
that confused
I was sadly disappointed.
I would be too.
But we do have.
We gotta talk about this shit. This is
of
fucking
news here.
hilarious. So Lil Wayne originally was talking shit with Luka, but it wasn't anything personal until he said that Luka was a hoe, and then Luka went crazy. So then Weezy pulled up to Game 7. He sat front row, sitting on the court. He said, "Fuck Luka." He said, "Fuck the Mavericks." He said, "Fuck all of you." I believe it was the middle of the game or second quarter of the game. Okay? And then after the game, he said, "Luka's a hoe." Mark Cuban says, quote unquote, "It's a shit show, put you front row." Quote unquote. Obviously referring to Lil Wayne there. Lil Wayne, this is his response to Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban, "Don't make me get you smacked, boy. You playing with me. I will piss in your fucking mouth, ho." So Weezy's beefing with Luka and Mark Cuban, and I just think that's something we need to point out because it's hilarious.
Sports.
Such a bold come up, just like piss in your mouth, like that's
what sports does
it's
to
just
you.
mad disrespect.
Piss in your mouth.
Well, I mean, he's pretty devastated after what he said and then what Phoenix did.
Yeah, bro was pissed.
Or what Phoenix, I misspoke. What Phoenix didn't do.
Yeah, you're not lying. That was atrocious. But I believe that is all the basketball news we have, which means that it's time for my time. Okay. Kiss my ass. I get no respect around here. Never have and I never will. Never have and I never will. All right. So, first piece of news is a man that has not played a whole lot in a while, and the only reason that I even put him in here is because I need him to retire because it's getting sad. Matt Harvey. Once a great time pitcher on the Mets World Series run, nowhere near what he used to be now. Played for the Reds, then came over and played for the Orioles. Those two teams right there should tell you where his career is at. He's pitching like absolute dog shit. And now he's been suspended for 60 games for violating the Joint Drug Prevention Treatment Program. He's trying to use drugs, in my opinion, to make himself play as good as he used to be, but he's getting older and his command is not at all there anymore, and it's bad, and I think that he needs to retire. That's why I brought him up. Matt Harvey, please retire. All right, I'm not talking about Bogarts. I just wanted to end that one. Next thing I want to talk about is the Chicago Cubs had a little appeal by do situation. So, they were in a situation where in the 8th inning, they needed to put in a pinch hitter. Because they're in the National League. Everything. And they decided to put in the rookie, Christopher Morel, who was just called up from AAA because injuries are happening all over the Chicago area. Both teams. And he hit his very first big league homer in his very first at-bat. And let me just say, he's had a hell of a bat flip. Like, he's done this shit a million times. It's my bat flip of the year so far. It was absolutely beautiful. And then he was so excited that he actually got halfway to first base, took a couple steps, started running the other way. And everyone's like, what the hell is he doing? No, he forgot to touch first base. Oh, okay. He touched first. Bro got so excited, he forgot to touch first. Went around, goes crazy. We love this shit like that. It's even better when it happens at home. And honestly, the best stadium it could have happened at was Wrigley Field because they sell out every game, every time, and it's unbelievable. Last thing I have is something that I believe is quite interesting because there was a lot of rumors about this before the season. Didn't really think it was going to be something that happened, but it's probably going to happen. Carlos Correa is most likely, put your damn money on it, and I'm going to just say it's happened. Excuse me. It's happening. Carlos Correa is going to be leaving the Twins. It is most likely already going to be happening. Only after 1 year, he should opt out of his contract, which just tells me one thing. What Tyler said in the offseason was absolutely correct, and that he is just going to opt out after 1 year. He's going to go to a team that makes him angry, like the Padres, the Dodgers, the Yankees, and get a bunch of money, and that's going to be that. So, the biggest thing I can say right now is Minnesota, I'd be pissed because he's not playing like Correa. He's batting 260. He's got 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. I don't know if he's in a slump or he's not waking up, but if he leaves after 1 year and you gave him the money that you did, and then he leaves, and you guys don't sign anyone else that's big after that, you look, he got scammed. That's all I got for baseball. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, shit. You do want to talk about this. Fuck.
I do, dude. I have to. It's just
That's random.
This is something that is so on brand for Detroit sports that it drives me through the fucking roof, dude. What are the odds that we go to Tampa Bay after we trade Isaac Paredes to Tampa Bay and he got called up 2 weeks ago and he's been playing all right, since he got called up. And against Detroit on the last day that they're in Tampa, this man just mashes 2 moonshot home runs against the Tigers to just let them know that we probably messed up. And the guy that we got in the trade couldn't even play in the goddamn series because he hurt himself. So we're doing great.
We're one
Really
of the
bad.
unluckiest fucking teams. He has 6
I'm
hits
so done with this.
all year. 6 hits all year. And 2 of them were today, and they were home runs against us. What are the fucking odds?
And they were bombs. There was no doubt about either one of them.
I do want to say one thing right now, and that is I want to defend Austin Meadows because it's almost like a situation of he's not here to defend himself right now because he couldn't play because he's injured. He's batting 267.
Yeah, but of
he
course,
has 11 RBIs.
of course, our guy's injured.
He's playing really good. The problem is he doesn't have any pop right now. He has no home runs.
Yeah, he's a 30 home run hitter every year, and he has no home runs.
That's the problem with Meadows right now, I will say. He needs to get that going. Hopefully, I don't know, the injury will help, but...
The injury will help?
Yeah, maybe when he comes back, whatever the problem was that he injured, sometimes you just need 10 days to rest, and then he'll be good. Some people come up the DL and start raking, Ty.
I
Happens
hope
a
you're
lot more
right,
often.
Dylan. I hope you're right. I really do.
Hold on.
Me too.
Can I say something about hockey before we get into the games themselves?
Oh, we have a bunch of news
No,
after.
no.
I already know what you're about to say.
Shh.
It's
What happened?
from Buck. They tweeted at the Rangers fans. They were like, "We heard you might have some trouble getting into the first few games in Carolina, but there's no quitting in New York. So we've got a deal for you. If you show up at PNC Arena this season, we'll take care of the beer. Head to Bud Light. Da da da." Hurricanes tweeted at him like, "We already offer free water out of the drinking fountains."
Come on now.
He said, "Got that water beer. What you talking about? That's free. The drinking fountains."
Look,
That was
I
kind of
give props to the PR department for trying to find a way to get people in the building because they need more people to go to those games. But
If we
that's not
said
the
it
way.
once on this podcast, we should just say it every pod just so that everyone knows. The best fucking teams on Twitter, like people on Twitter, are PR teams. They're the fucking best. Because it's almost like they say the shit that you wouldn't expect them to say.
No, they say exactly what you want them to say.
And then they'll take shots at other teams.
Whoever they give control to, whoever gets control of like the Instagram account for the team
Gotta
and
always
the
be the funny
Facebook
guy,
account
right?
for that team and all that, they give the Twitter account for the team to a different person. Like one person can do Instagram and Facebook and all that, but you got to give the Twitter account to someone else.
That's gotta be
Because
the funny guy.
that has to be the most elite guy in the room. He has to be the one
The guy with the
that's
one-liners.
managing Twitter. Yes. Mr. One-Liner
Yeah.
needs to be in charge of the Twitter. But with that being said, let's get into the playoff update, starting with the New York Rangers completing the 3-1 series comeback on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, there was a little bit of controversy. Some people were saying that Crosby was whining about this. Some people were
Luke's gonna go
saying that there was
insane.
just a problem. But Luke Dacey is here to tell us what the issue was and his thoughts on it. Luke, what was the controversy in this Game 7?
All right. So when the game was tied, there was an incident to where behind the net, a Rangers player kind of on purpose grabbed a Penguins player to force his helmet kind of popping off. They're mad about that, but the rule is there's rules where if your helmet comes off, you either got to leave to go to the bench or you have to put it on immediately. But the Penguins are whining and crying about the rule, how it's stupid, it shouldn't be a thing because their player was forced to skate off the ice. Apparently, they don't even know the full rule because the player had the option to stay there and pick it up immediately and put it on properly and then rejoin the play. But he decided when the puck was in their zone, in a very bad spot, let's beeline it to the bench instead of taking an easier route that will keep me in the zone and potentially rejoin me in the play a lot faster without leaving the zone wide open.
I mean, it's very anticlimactic because the Detroit fan in me wants to just make fun of them because I agree with you, Luke. I think that Pittsburgh, they lost. I think they're trying to make a case here, and I don't think the case is big enough to build. I don't really think there is really a case.
There isn't. Want to know the case? To just blow that shit out of the water. They had a 3-1 series lead. They had 3 games to try and close it out. They blew the lead in the last 2 games, games 6 and 7. They had the lead in both games.
Yes,
They
they
blew
did.
it. That is on you. That is on no one individual. Rule. Stop fucking crying because you guys choked hard as fuck.
Oh, surprise, surprise. What team in the league's the one that's crying? The one with fucking Crosby as his captain.
You know, he's been He's been a little bit better, I will say. Like, he's been
I
not
am
really
saying, though,
in
the
the
way those
news
dots
crying
connect.
and all that. But oh my God, he is like, let's spark that fire again and let's blow it into the fucking sky.
I hope that becomes a thing again. Can we get the
Sidney
crybaby
Crosby
belt?
has been a lot less of a crybaby in the recent years, but yet again, the Pittsburgh Penguins fail to bring home the Stanley Cup, and it causes problems for the fans, and they need an excuse. Sidney Crosby always has an excuse for him. But someone who's not allowed to have an excuse, who's honestly run so far out of excuses that I don't know if they'll ever be able to make these fans happy.
Oh, fuck.
Toronto loses their 10th clinching playoff game in a row to win a series, loses to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and continues to just torture
Fuck!
this
The
fan
worst-
base in Toronto.
The worst part about this is been 5 years in a row of game sevens too.
I know, and
The
they
year
can't
before-
make it out.
The year before that was a game 6. It was almost a game 7, bro. Oh my God, they cannot do it.
No, it's almost become impossible for them. It's sad to watch if you're a Toronto fan. And then 2 days later, your one of your star forwards gets jumped after he goes to the movies.
What the fuck?
Come on, guys.
So why's it gotta be
Really?
Mitch, bro? Mitch is cool as fuck.
Mitch Marner gets jumped 2 days after.
Nobody loves Mitch, bro. This is
How
so
that?
good.
Yeah,
Luke,
for
I
real,
tip my hat
dude.
to Tampa. They won the first series, but I still will root against them. I'm sorry. Don't apologize for that. Fuck Tampa.
Well, you do have to pick a new team.
You do. And the Battle of Florida has begun because
There's your new team.
Florida
there.
versus Tampa. Tampa currently leads the series 1-0. Game
That's
1
good.
took place last night. Luke, thoughts on game 1?
I love it. First game was away, and we took it. What you love to see in playoffs for your team is them win the away games because you know they play better at your own home arena. So, but what did I tell you, boys? Toronto was not getting in the way of the Battle of Florida. This is going to happen again. This is probably going to be a deep series. I'm going to be honest. I'll be shocked if it's any shorter than 6.
The only good thing I
I'd
am
be shocked
happy
if it was
about,
shorter than 7.
the only thing I'm happy about in this series is I feel like Florida's the only team that I could see, like, if Florida beat Tampa in 7, it's the one team I can see Luke being like, yeah, obviously I'm upset Tampa's gone, but if there's anyone, like, that beats them, like, you'd want it to be Florida and then have them win it all.
I guess you'd want it to be the President's Trophy winner. Like, I guess you'd want it to be the team that was the best team all year.
I just feel like knowing
the
Luke,
playoffs.
like,
That makes
he would
sense.
be the least upset if it was Florida that didn't win it all.
Is that true, Luke?
Am I right or wrong?
Well, yes and no, because we still want the big brother title. We're gonna little brother them. We got to. We can't be the little brother.
I see what you're doing here. I see what you've turned this into.
Oh, you want to talk about little brother? Oh, we'll get to you after playoffs. We'll talk about little brothers. Getting a little brothered by a college team.
Yeah, that's true. But the Battle of Alberta is also on. All right, look, hey, we'll get it. Luke, we'll get into it. Promise. We'll talk about it after playoffs. But the Battle of Alberta is on. Calgary versus Edmonton.
Can I talk about this Dallas-Calgary game? Because I loved this game. This was probably my favorite game I've watched.
You can talk about it.
This shit
I won't
was
stop
great.
you.
I loved this game, and I want to say one thing: that goalie for Dallas is cracked. Because I was originally pissed in the third period because Calgary was all over them. They were outplaying them. They were beating them on all sides of the puck. So if Dallas would have won, I would have been extremely upset. But as I was watching overtime, and he's making save after save after save, and we're at 63 shots, and I believe the Dallas just hit 20, and it's still 1-1. I'm sitting here like, holy shit. And then, of course, Johnny Hockey got the game winner in the corner, which was just a beautiful goal. I mean, that game was just – I loved it.
Jake
right?
Oettinger really kept in the Stars in that series. And that's why I really picked the Stars to beat the Flames, because the Flames are a little fraudulent, being one of the better teams, and the Stars had that goaltending. And that's what you can really do and get by to cause an upset. but it didn't happen. But I will say this: if I honestly realized that there was going to be the potential matchup of the Battle of Alberta when I was making the bracket, I probably wouldn't have picked the Stars because I love this matchup and I would just love to see it. But I didn't, so that's out of there. But we're still
I
happening.
believe you.
Love to see it.
I believe you,
Can't
Luke.
wait.
You love the battle of this type.
This is going to be dirty.
Storylines, yeah. It should be good. And also, you can put Jesse in here too because Jesse's got the same exact champion as me, baby. The Carolina Hurricanes in Game 7 beat the Boston Bruins. Fuck me. Was that?
Why did it have to even go 7?
It had to be a sweat fest. They just had to play with our emotions. But the good news is Carolina's now officially in the second round, and hopefully we're just going to keep on marching.
Yeah, they play.
Did they play tonight? They played tonight.
I think so.
They play tonight, most likely at 8 o'clock, I'm assuming. Luke, you probably know that. Oh, wait, they play at the end of the... Oh,
They started. They play at 7.
Game 1 has started right now. It's the end of the first period, and the Rangers are winning 1-0.
The playoff time for games have been roughly 7 and 9:30, especially since they've been coming down.
Okay.
That's what they were for Tampa, Panthers, and Blues and Avs for the first day. So
this
I'm
is probably
pretty
a
sure that's
second
just going to be the
start.
2 time slots for every game for this round.
Okie dokie. Tycho, what do you got next? Oh, yeah. Game 1 last night between
Works.
St. Louis and... Also, I want to say this real quick. I asked a question when I was on this podcast. I don't know if it was last time or the time before that. And I swear I asked you guys if Bennington was still the goalie. And you told me no.
You did.
Yes.
And then I watched him have one of the best saves in all playoffs.
Dylan,
Yeah,
let me correct that because that was me. Let me correct that. He actually, because it was Husso, he was their starter because Bennington was trash going through regular season, and Husso did start the playoffs. But then, as going through the first 3 games, they switched to Bennington, and then Bennington carried them through that series against the Wild.
They didn't start him from game 1. We didn't know this when they won the cup. Bennington on his rookie year almost carried him.
But they didn't. But they didn't because he was playing like trash in regular season, and Husso was playing way better at the time.
Yeah, well, Husso is not a fucking playoff caliber player like that boy Bennington. Bennington is playoff material. I'm just saying that was a hell of a save. But also, this game went into overtime, and I was not ready for that.
Neither was I. I was not ready for this game to go into overtime. I was honestly, I'm still ready for the Avs to sweep the series. I'm ready for the Avs to go back-to-back sweep. So that's all taken care of, and they go back with the sweeperoni and cheese and cheddar and all that good stuff. We'll see what they're playing after that.
I have a problem with Russell Wilson right now. He switched up on the Kraken real quick. He was at the fucking playoff game waving his towel. Let's go, Avs, yeah! Oh, they're fucking Kraken, I guess.
He did switch up real quick. Hey, maybe he's just a hockey guy. Maybe Russell Wilson is just a hockey guy, and you can't fault him for being a hockey guy.
Real quick.
I had the Wild over the Blues in round 1, but if I'm being honest, the Blues probably have the best chance, or the best chance against the Avs. Just how defensively solid they are.
Dude, the Blues are a playoff team.
And they
have been as of late. They have been as of late. I don't know. Colorado, I think this might be their year. But we got more to talk about. First off, viewing records.
We'd love to see this.
TNT, first off, doing a fantastic job. Second off, America, you're doing a good job too, all right? Because you guys are watching more hockey, and that's exactly what we want to see.
Thank you,
Dylan.
ESPN.
What do you got?
ESPN and TNT are helping people watch hockey, and we love to see that. But I know what you want, Tyler. You want the statistical analysis, and here's what I got for you. This is the most watched first playoff round of all time. In their first season, NHL on TNT has broken an all-time cable viewership record for the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Viewers are up over 60% over NBC from last season. Sunday's New York Rangers' thrilling overtime victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins delivered 2.3 million viewers and is the most watched non-Stanley Cup Finals game on cable since 2018. We love this for the game of hockey.
Definitely. We absolutely love that. Keep it up. Hopefully everyone's, watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. And by the time we get to the Stanley Cup finals here, that number increases yet again.
All right,
but
bitch.
Coyotes, they are getting the baby brother treatment from the better team in Arizona, the Arizona State Sun Devils hockey team. So, what's the scoop, boys?
So right now, according to what the current thing says, it says, and I quote, the Arizona State Sun Devils will take full priority over the Arizona Coyotes in their shared 4,500 seat capacity arena, which includes the fact that the ice will not be allowed to be altered for the NHL team, meaning that the Arizona Coyotes will not be allowed to have their center ice logo at Arizona State. They're also in the new deal, it includes a good behavior clause, which permits Arizona State to back out of the deal if the Coyotes become the subject of an adverse publicity scandal or ridicule for violating the arena. So they basically have them under contract now if they do anything to the arena, and they can't have anything Coyotes in the arena or on the ice. That's what we know.
Well, I mean, they're not gonna have a contract signed up to let them go free willy nilly with whatever they want when it's their arena.
Right. It's like what you have to do at a travel arena. Like when you go to Frazier, hey, if you do anything to the locker rooms, you got to pay a fine. If it happens again, we kick you out. It's like that. If they're a professional hockey team. Maybe move out of Arizona? Shit. Who's going to say?
I mean, that could be true.
But
everyone
keeps want to, but...
And everyone keeps screaming, oh, move the team to Quebec. Get a team back in Quebec. It's like, y'all already had a team.
We don't got to go back to Canada. I'm not saying that.
Shut your mouths.
Yeah, we don't got to.
Yes, Arizona's failing, but
maybe go somewhere cold.
Y'all already failed.
New York has two hockey places.
Quebec,
bro, get fucking like a Minnesota, a Boston, like a hockey, a Detroit. Fuck, we'll take another team. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why if the location shit isn't working out, you're in a hot place, you're in a bad hockey environment anyway. When's the last time Arizona had a good capacity crowd? When they were decent, and it's been so long at this time that you're probably not making good money at that arena anyway.
Honestly,
I don't see the benefits of even staying long term.
Do you know what they should have done?
Played in Flint.
They have a bigger arena.
They should have came to play when the Saginaw Spirit are not playing. They should have played in Flint.
Do you know what the NHL should have done? Instead of bringing the Kraken into the league, they literally should have just moved Arizona to Seattle and just relocated them there.
Shit, Luke, we would have been room for the same team.
We would have been. We probably would have been.
We would have all been on the same page.
I would have been on the Kraken. You would have been on Arizona. Something? That connection would have been there. They fucked up. I agree. That's exactly what they should have done.
You could have, I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this, and I want to just ask this for you and Tyler and Jesse, because fuck it. It's a question that it should just be asked. If they don't go to Seattle, like right now, if they said, hey, Arizona is going to be the Coyotes, but they are moving to a different city.
No.
Where do you think they should move?
Misheard me. I think you misheard me.
They were going to move now?
I'm saying if they move right now, where do you think they should move? I'm just asking. I want opinion.
If they were going to move now and I had to pick a place.
If you were the guy who determined it.
Like I have to pick a place right now. I'm giving a team to Oklahoma City. And I can't tell you why.
You want to know why?
I just want them to have hockey.
Their atmosphere is always really fucking good at basketball games. I think they'll show up to hockey games and they'll bump. They'll love that. I
think they'll go nuts. So that's my pick.
And Dylan, I'm just making it clear. You understood I said that to move Arizona over there instead of bringing Seattle in as a whole.
Yeah. This is a totally unrelated question, bro.
Okay.
But
totally unrelated.
But Luke.
He moved on. Yeah, where are you guys dropping a random team off if you or dropping Phoenix off right now?
I don't
know.
Honestly,
basically you could change the name and everything, so it doesn't matter. But where would you just drop the team?
I like Oklahoma City.
Yeah, that's a good pick. That's my pick.
That's not bad. Maybe.
I'm
What about
giving
like North
Alaska the team.
Dakota?
What did Jesse just say?
I don't know.
Did he say Alaska?
Yes, I did. I dropped the team in
Is
Alaska.
the arena just outdoors? Just a fucking
Yep.
giant pot?
Yep.
If you didn't hear me, I said North Dakota.
And seats.
North Dakota. Well, then I'll go to South Dakota, bitch.
I mean, they
What is
could. They
going
could have a
on?
team in North and South. They could have put Arizona in the North and brought the Kraken in the South.
Put a freaking arena in the middle of North and South Dakota and call it Dakota.
No, I'm gonna be dead ass. My pick, if I had to like be the guy, I want to go to Saskatchewan, Canada.
Dakota Cougars.
Oh man. Okay. Well, with that being said.
I'm talking in guap, now I'm speaking it fluent. When I hit the road, I won't leave till I do it. Acting out of hand, I'm like, be what you doing. We started off good, can't believe that we ruined it, yeah. I tried to fix with a sewing kid, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah. I tried to fix it, you know I did, yeah.
All right. Welcome to some UFC news. Ooh. He picks Rhode Island.
I'm confused.
I want you to know that that's fucked up because you got the New York Rangers, you got the New Jersey Devils.
We're gonna give them another team in that little fucking.
You got to put another hockey team there. I just have to say that that's fucked. Now you can get back into the year.
Well, first up, we are going to start it off with. What is going on here? Where did all my stuff go?
No, Luke. One thing works and another thing won't.
Okay, this is completely out of order now, so we're just gonna have to go with it.
Just flip it down the screen and
Conor
go from
McGregor
there.
sees dead people? What? That's crazy. Well, he was tweeting out, fucking, if you want to knock off me, step up. Say your piece. I'm still picking who. Followed up with the tweet. Just kidding. I well know who, when, what weight, where, how it goes, everything. I see dead people.
Bro, I watched him put out like 50 tweets in fucking 5 minutes.
Honestly.
So I'm not gonna lie, when he does shit like that, to me it's like when Kanye has like a Twitter thing. I'll read it, but I won't really comprehend all of it. I'll kind of just be like, all right, for sure, Connor. Yep.
Right.
That's kind of just how I scroll through it.
But moving on, we got some potential tough coaches. Because
love this.
Well, just put it out. Khabib tweeted out, Tony, I like that idea about tough. Call your bosses and let them make an offer. But if they don't have ideas, I myself will offer you a deal on the Eagle Fight Club platform. We doing some big business here now. You know. Then Tony responds, speaking typical Tony gibberish on Twitter.
God, he's like fucking Cam Newton when he types.
We're private contractors, fathead. Remember, we can smell ya from all the way over there. Lay off the sweets, meathead. Now you work for me. By the way, you still owe me $200K and 20 push-ups for the homeless. Keep running. It's tiramisu. Tuesday, champ.
Colon thing, CSO. Come on.
Yeah.
I know it says it.
It does. I'm not saying that every time he tweets.
I know, but it's
I read one of his
every
tweets.
fucking tweet. Okay, I want to say this. I love this for two reasons because it can mean two different things, and I'm okay with both. If this means that he would end up fighting Tony Ferguson again, it'd be great because it's pointless, and we just get to see Khabib return and maul Tony, and that'd be fun. If he doesn't, and this is just a situation of they're just being coaches, I love this because he has Eagle FC, right? And we now know that he's coaching a lot of people. He's training a lot of people. I want to see how he coaches. I want to see how he trains. I want to see his style of how he coaches because I feel like his style of coaching is either going to be super like laid back type or it's going to be super intense. In either way,
it's super intense. It's super intense. I'll tell you that right now.
But so either way, I'd love to see him coach. And I do want to say this: as much as Tony Ferguson is what he is, he still has a hell of a career, and he would be a good coach for the Ultimate Fighter.
But you also got to add Tony to the list. Want to know why? Because now he's saying he would love a fight with McGregor. Add him to the list of all the other fighters who've just called out McGregor in the last 2 fucking weeks.
Hey, McGregor. All right, I know you, bro.
Jesus Christ.
I know you, McGregor, but I know you, okay? You are the guy that you will take Tony because you know you will knock him out in 5 seconds. Please, don't do it. Give me a better fight. I know it's going to be so hard for your ego not to. Just try with everything in you to not take the fight. He didn't mean it. He's joking. Someone has his account. Connor, please don't do it. I really don't want to see it, but I know you're going to want to do it. But fuck. That's all I got to say about that.
Moving on to Alexander Rakic update and with the Blackowitz response, because a little update on that. And
Let's
the reason
talk about
why
the fight.
So this fight got called short because Alexander Rakic just suffered a torn ACL. He was just walking backwards and just dropped down immediately, grabbing his knee. No contact at all. Nothing really happened. That's just what you hate to see, a non-contactless injury to the knee, because you know that's bad.
Yeah. I was pissed.
But Blackowitz had a response that he said, I'm a fighter, I'm a warrior. It's better when you have a win by KO, TKO, or submission clean. But my body was tougher tonight. That's it. End of story. I was ready for the 3rd, 4th, and 5 rounds. He was not.
I feel bad, bro, because he's a good fighter, and that was a good fight. I mean,
It was.
what's his name? John or Jan? Fuck, I always say his name wrong. He was busted, bro. That cut over his eye that he said that he sustained. All right, I will say this. He said he got to Vegas, and he got his car stolen, and then and then he got sick. Then he got food poisoning, and he wasn't able to train for a couple days. And then when he came back, he cut his eye. Then he had to go home, and he wasn't able to train. And then the very beginning of this fight, almost the same spot he said last time, he cut his eye again. Bro has not had any luck either.
Yeah, that's a little shit luck because, that spot is tender. Because, what is it? Nate Diaz had a problem with that against Masvidal for the baddest motherfucker belt. The reason that fight got stopped short because Nate had a previous fight, that wasn't that long ago, where he suffered a bad cut in his eye. George reopened it bad enough, they had to stop the fight. So those fresh cuts will fuck you over.
Facts.
But moving on to Chimaev, because he makes the call.
What do you mean?
At Usman on Twitter. Tell me when you're ready.
Oh.
Yeah. There hasn't been a response yet from Usman. Usman's still not cleared to fight because of his hand.
Yeah. When he's back, that's the fight that needs to be made.
Chimaev made it clear he wants first grabs when he comes back.
Would you give Chimaev one more fight, or would you give him right to Usman?
I would give him straight to Usman. Other people would probably want to see other fights, but, I love this guy. I want him to march in there and fuck up Usman.
I want him to, but I think they might give him one more, and it might piss a lot of people off.
Yeah. But, the UFC works in many different shapes.
Here's my thing. What they'll probably do is give him a fight while Usman's still out until he gets back, which you can't really get mad at that because he's not here to fight, so it would make sense.
Yeah. But moving on to Justin Poirier on fighting Kobe Covington. This man had some words because he does not like Kobe.
God, I don't give a fuck
He says, I don't hate anyone, but if there was a line right before hate, Kobe Covington is standing there. They offered me him last week. I'll fight him. I don't want to fight. I don't care. I don't want the guy making money off him, but they're not offering me anyone else. What do I do?
Who the fuck is that guy?
You beat his ass. Who the fuck is that guy?
I'm not going to lie, bro.
What?
It's going to be, I don't know how I'm going to be able to watch this fight if it happens. It's going to be who do I hate less, and I think it's going to be Yeah, Justin Poirier. That's fucking hell. Way to go, Tom.
Who the fuck is that guy?
The fuck is that guy?
Nah, Poirier and Colby are beefing, and I'll be honest, this is just an anticipated fight because this beef still goes around the whole Jorge Colby thing, blah, 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 blah. Fucking American fight team, blah, blah, blah.
Well, moving on, we have Islam Makhachev talking crazy
Talking out of his
about
fucking
Oliveira.
Talking out of his
He
fucking ass, bro.
Is talking crazy. He starts off, Charles Oliveira is not a professional. That's why they take his belt. When you're champion, you have to show the people you're a professional. You know, that's why he is a contender now.
Also, there was a thing about how that scale was tampered with in Phoenix. I just want to point
They
that out.
keep going on. He goes, we don't have to say Khabib is going to beat Charles Oliveira. I'm going to beat Charles Oliveira, and everyone is going to understand. Honestly, I believe I can finish this guy. I really want to finish him in the grappling in his area. I know I can do this. He beat all strikers like Poirier and Chandler, but when they drop him, nobody goes for the grappling with him. Nobody holds him there, but we know when someone gives him a hard time, he gives up. I'm going to take him down, make him tired, and he's going to give up like he did 10 times in the UFC.
Man, it's going to be a movie when Oliveira beats him and then looks at Khabib and says, you're next, motherfucker.
You know,
great.
Cormier has some words on this too because he was like, what better way for the UFC and Dana to draw Khabib back in for another fight than to have Oliveira beat Makhachev.
Mm-hmm.
So now Khabib wants to come back and avenge his friends.
Mm-hmm. And then you get all the GOAT debate about who's the best lightweight settled.
Because Dana has been throwing money at him, and obviously money ain't working. But maybe revenge could do it. But come on.
This is I'm excited, bro. I just want them to make the fight. I just want them to make the fucking fight.
Announce it now. Come on. But next up is we're done with UFC news.
Oh no, we're not. We got one more.
Do we?
Glover. Glover said that his perfect plan. Well, this happened 5 hours ago, so I don't know if he's excited. Glover said, quote unquote, in the recent interview he did, that his perfect plan that he is trying to do is beat Jiri at the next UFC in November, retire, and then immediately retire as champion. He wants that to be his final fight, retire as the champion, and then that becomes vacated. Yes. And I understand why.
UFC doesn't like hearing that.
Yeah, but that's what he said that he wants to do. So,
yikes!
See how that goes.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes because Dana's not a fan of people doing that. Just leaving the belt vacant as soon as you win it.
Hey, let me ask you. You know, how was he when Khabib did that? Was it different because he was like 29-0, or was he still pissed?
I mean, he didn't just win the belt and leave it. He defended it.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean. It's different for Glover because he had one.
He'll win the belt that night, and then he'll leave the UFC. So therefore, there's no more champion. So now the belt's vacant.
Yeah, I mean, when you're as old as he is, he's the only person I can justify because he's 46 years old. So.
All right. Well, now moving on to UFC Fight Night 206, and the only fight I'm talking about because it's the big talk. I love to hear it.
Main event.
We have the main event. Holly Holm returns for the first time since 2020 against Ketlin Vieira.
I love that she's the favorite because that's exactly who I want to win by knockout. I want her to win by knockout.
Yes.
But I think she'll probably win by decision because it's her first fight back.
See,
fuck it. She win by knockout. I got Holly Holm by knockout. First fight back. Boom.
See, here's only the bad thing about Holm. She's on a 4 consecutive losing streak in UFC title shots. Yeah, but that's title shots. This ain't not title shots, title fights. I misspoke. Title fights. But this ain't a title fight. This is a normal fight. She's about to put her head off her fucking head because she is one of the most She has one of the most head kick knockouts wins in UFC history.
Bro, anyone that knocks out Ronda Rousey is someone that you cannot sleep on. I don't care if they lose 4 fights in a row or 10 fights in a row. You're a fucking problem.
You are a problem. I'm just so happy for that. She opens up at a -250 while Caitlin Vieira opens up at +200. Rightly fucking so. Holly Holm is back. That's all we got for UFC. The home is back. Let's go.
Home back.
That's all we got for UFC.
Okay, everybody. That's all we have for today's episode of Ride the Tide Sports Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you missed anything, make sure you go catch up on sixpackcoverage.com. You can check out sixpackcoverage.com to get all the episodes from Ride the Tide Sports Podcast, or check it out on their YouTube page. Just type in Six Pack Coverage on YouTube. Until next time, we will talk to you guys on Saturday. We will see you guys. Have a good one. Ride the Tide. Peace out. Sixpackcoverage.com.